Hello, guys. Hello, MicheleMarieDalene. It's MicheleMarieDalene. Of course, today we're going to talk about something new, and Lemmy will be joining me, as this is definitely a topic that will excite some people, and other people will probably be yawning and saying, "Big deal." I had the plans, and I'm still planning on doing, but I might need to change a few things to get the phablet send new batteries so that it can be more independent and able to do more. And I still plan to do that. But I also had plans to get a few other things done around here too. So we need to get the other 40-watt fluorescent light bulb for the T14 for the other fixture that broke. I only come in sets of two. They're $10 for the package. And we were talking originally about putting a second shop light in for the chroma key background, so that we could do have more light options. And then, unfortunately enough for us, the one of the two 45-watt CFLs cracked when it fell. And like the original 40-watt tube is inoperable. Okay, so it had to be thrown away. And so I wanted to get some more fluorescent tubes, but I kind of run into a problem like limited budget. I'm right now, I'm also, like I said, I gotta go to the dentist this week coming up. And I'm not at all happy with the fact that the dentist is going to basically cost me a lot more money than I have. We talked about how we're going to try to put on GoFundMe to pay for the work. That's great. I think it's a great idea, but I don't know how well it's going to work to do that. In fact, if anything, just paying that $65 up front really is going to be very difficult on my finances. I really don't have all the answers to my finances. But I'll tell you one thing about me. Something Regina said. I want to actually say the same thing. When am I going to have my happy ending? I mean, the amount of money I have to pay out to fix my teeth is going to potentially sandbag me for years. When am I going to finally get my happy ending? When am I going to finally be able to enjoy the next 40 years when I don't have to be sandbagged with all these bills? And you think of all the money that I'm paying out in expenses just to do, bad choices because of debit cards and everything else. And you realize that I really, really would have been a lot better if I could have made the right choices from the beginning. But I didn't make the right choices, and now I have to deal with the repercussions of my bad decisions. But that's not easy. I honestly, I find it really difficult to always be there and trying to look like, sometimes you can see it in my eyes, even on camera. There's a lot of hurt in here. There's a lot of hurt in my eyes. Even now, if you look at my eyes now, you probably can see that there's a slight set of tears. It's a sense of loss. A sense of, gee, now what? I love doing these videos, but I have to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm not some days I just don't seem to get it together. And some days, I do. But, guys, I don't do a GoFundMe and a Patreon mission because I'm trying to be greedy. It really costs a lot of money. It really does. And every time something breaks in the studio, it has to be replaced. So, it's not something really easy to say to some stranger, oh, well, don't worry about it. I've got unlimited resources. I can make it happen. Really? Gee, that's interesting. Where did you ever come up with that idea? So I guess what I'm trying to get at is that I'm going to be exploring a couple different things. But one of the most important things I gotta tell you right now, I am extremely unhappy with the fact is that I have to come up with money for a dentist I cannot really afford. I have to come up for money to also replace some consumable goods here in the studio that do need to be replaced. And eventually I'm going to definitely need more tape cartridges for the DLT backups, because we're going to be running out of room very soon. One of the goals is that we were going to be buying new tapes every single month. And we were supposed to buy a pack of tapes of 5 cartridges so that we can keep a running tape archive on hand, because I knew we were going to run out of room. And you know what? We are almost out of tape cartridges. And I have no money to buy more this month. Yet, you look at these big businesses out there and the bad boys of YouTube, if you will, the ones that have got sponsors coming out of them like fine golden sweat. These guys got patrons, they got, and yet I could come up with many examples, but one of the ones that I find the most disappointing is Alex Jones. He sits there and he primarily does these news articles and he scares you. And yet, if that's what it takes you to buy his newsletter and to buy his magazine and his water filters, and come on guys, what in the hell is a snow queen going to sell? Snow shovels? Snow shovels? Sure. Snow shovels. That's what you do. You make snow, so sell snow shovels. Okay. Snow shovels. I could just visualize you going out there and saying, buy a snow shovel today because I'm going to dump snow down your ass. Yeah, right. I think it's going to really go that well. Probably not, Loom, because I want to also kind of go against the ethics issue. Yeah, it would, I think. I think it would definitely upset Mom a lot more than you think. I could not afford to lose. I cannot imagine living my life without it's the only thing that keeps me going in the wintertime. Actually, the only thing that keeps me going year round is I look forward from Yule till the star out. Yeah. I think if you ever had your privileges revoked, I think that'd be the end of you. Yeah. But I'm afraid that if we don't do something with the lack of equipment and lack of upgrades, that the studio, it could still be the end of your your media career too. I got people that like what we do, but I just don't know exactly what they want. For example, when I talked about my open letter to James Comey for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I got 116 viewers at last count. 116 of you. It's not amazing. But what was the secret to getting 116 viewers in a single day? Am I going to do it on a regular basis? No. I don't feel it's appropriate to do that on a regular basis. By the way, I also apologize for the lighting problem with that one. We were having some setup concerns with the lights, and something was going down. We started shooting, and unfortunately, we had the camera set for manual exposure, and it just kind of the sun was going down, and by the time I was done shooting the original video where it was supposed to end, it was almost pitch black. You couldn't see me. Yeah, it was that bad. So we just salvaged the first 7 minutes or so of it. But the thing that I'm trying to get at is that I really, have my concerns. Am I going to survive on YouTube or not? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has that question. I'm sure there are many YouTubers, especially compared to the big names that are out there, and Alex Jones and even Chris Perillo, that have large parts of their business is selling products and stuff, as well as selling information. But I also have to remember that Mother's never said that I could not sell a product to support my channel. She never said I couldn't. There is another question which has to do with taxes and the fact that I'm on Social Security Disability. If I sell products on YouTube, using Alex Jones examples, MREs, water filters, bunker supplies, then the first question would become is, alright, are you paying your taxes on that? Are you self-employed? Do you have a tax number, a TIN, taxpayer information number? Do you have you paying your own insurance? You got your own unemployment programs, finance for your employees, etc., etc., etc. And by the time you're done, you seriously kind of wonder: is this? I mean, for sole proprietorship, how do you do that and not basically find yourself in a really precarious spot? I don't know what the answer is. But I do know is that I've always done my best to give you honest information, and I've always done my best to speak to your heart and speak to your mind. And that's what I try to do. But I mean, the equipment I need for the studio is, as I said, is consumables, the things that we use every day. And yes, light bulbs happen to be consumables, as our computer tapes. We're trying to keep everything up to date. We're trying to protect our assets. We're trying to make sure for the future that all of our material is safe. It takes a lot of work to do that. And now I have been Lomi, or might be getting involved with another lady, and we're going to as a relationship, and that means that I have to consider the needs of, being able to give her a good time out too. I can't just sit there and always be there every 5 minutes to make sure to be on top of everything in the world around me. This is too much. And I also need a social life too. I wonder if that's one thing that I never did hear much about. The Snow Queen was by Hans Christian Andersen. Did the Snow Queen ever have a social life outside of her snow palace? We don't really know. We just know that she's mostly out to take care of some other things. Other than that, it's just basically sat on her throne every day. Well, I do get out, and I do try to remain active outside the community, and I try to advocate, and I try to speak up for those who can't. But, I have to, consider my needs as well as the needs of others. Well, anyway, I think this is starting to run a little bit longer than I intended, and so I'm going to get ready to wrap this up for now. But if you would like to talk to me about this topic, about this tape, I'll try to edit it down a little bit to clean it out, to shorten it so it won't be so jumbled. Let's talk about it. I really would like to hear what you got to say. What do you think I should do? What's your ideas? What can I do to solve this dilemma? And it is a dilemma in its true sense of the word. Alright, so I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye bye everybody. Bye bye everybody.